All right, so I want to kind of take a look at yesterday's work. Um, it is actually April 30th while I'm doing this, so I'm actually going to be looking at some student examples and showing you some things really quickly. It is a little disappointing to see that at 4:30 in the afternoon that I only have 15 people who have participated so far. I can show you how I know. If I go back here and take a look, I can go ahead and look at student drawings here. And when I do that, I see down here, it shows me at the bottom, 14 of 16. I'm actually the 16th person because I'm going to be showing you how to do these questions correctly. So it's a little disappointing that at 4:30, I only have 15 responses. One thing or a couple things. First, we have to read the directions. If you look at the Google Classroom, the first thing you should be doing is writing your name on the slide. So like this slide here, it doesn't have a name on it. I'm not sure why. There are a lot of student responses that do not have a name on them. So as I go through them, I should see a name on it because I asked for you guys to have your name on it. So this one here doesn't have a name. I know Thomas put his name on it, which was great. And again, I don't see any pictures drawn. Remember, it's telling you right at the top up here, draw a picture to solve. Okay, Shantae, that was great. Again, someone without an, oh, there's Sophia down there. Elijah, Chris, Katie. So it looks like some of us have put our names on it. Again, one with no name. This is not really acceptable. I'm pretty sure I know who this is. I'm not going to say. DJ, he put his name with it as well. Again, no name. So guys, you really need to follow all of the directions. So I had a lot of questions on not being able to write on things. That's because you're not reading the directions at the top. They're telling you to go to joinpd.com and then insert that code so that you can draw on it. Please, please, please read the directions. Do not just click on the attachments at the bottom. Okay, that's where a lot of you are running into issues. So first, this person, again, I'm not sure who they are. They didn't put their name with it. I'm not sure where this picture comes from because it's not at all what was drawn in those help videos or the video that I showed you how to do the skill with, right? Most of them should look, Thomas is okay, use circles instead of X's. This one, I don't know why there's no picture here. Shantae did a great job with using those X's, right? She was even, it looks like, pointing to arrows for herself along with the video possibly to help her. This person as well, it looks pretty good. It looks very similar to the way that I did it. Sophia, sorry. Elijah, the same thing. So we have to make sure this skill really is about following directions. So if you watch the video and follow the directions and go along with each thing, then there should really be no issue with doing these types of questions. Now, what I am going to let you know is that these pictures that we're drawing will only work for certain questions. Now, I'm going to explain what that means. So see here, 18 is our whole number and 3 is our denominator. The reason this picture works is because 3 goes into 18 evenly, okay? So our denominator has to go into that whole number evenly for this picture to work. But all the questions that I asked you to do, they were all like that. So all of them had a denominator that went into that whole number evenly. So remember, we needed to make sure when drawing these pictures, the difference between rows and columns. Rows are left to right, and I even saw in some of those that some of you even put this just to remind yourself. Columns are up and down, okay, because it's important vocabulary for this. And remember, we were starting by using X's, or if you wanted to use circles, I saw Thomas use circles, that's fine. We're starting with a row, so from left to right, of the denominator, right? So 1, 2, 3. And then we were going to fill in X's until we had 18, because that's the whole number we had was 18. So I have 3, here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So there are my 18 X's, right? One X represents each number in that whole number of 18. So from here, we had to go ahead and look at our numerator up here and see how many columns up and down areas we were circling. So it's telling us to circle 2 of them. There's 1, there is 2. And remember, our answer is going to be the number of x's that are circled, right? So if I count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Our answer is 12. And I saw some people put fractions for answers, and I'm not really sure how you went about getting a fraction for an answer. All of our answers for these questions are going to be whole numbers, okay? So again, that's because the denominator goes evenly into that whole number. We're going to get a whole number, okay? So let's take a look at the next one. So we had 2/3 times 1/6, or 2/3 of, 2/3 times 6, or 2/3 of 6. So remember, again, I'm going to start with a row of my x's, or my denominator, but I'm using x's. There's my 3 because of my denominator. And then again, I need to fill in until I have the same amount as my whole number. So right now, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm looking at my numerator to tell me how many columns I have to circle. 1 column, 2 columns, because that's my numerator. Count up how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them were circled. Our answer is 4. All right, the next one, we have 5 as a denominator, so I'm going to make 5 x's in my row. And then I need to get to 15. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Notice this is showing a multiplication array, right? Like if you think back to 3rd grade, an array showed you multiplication, right? Across the top, we have 5. On the side, we have 3. If I multiplied those, I get that whole number. So that's what I mean by arrays, or multiplication arrays, okay? Again, these are something that you should have done in 3rd grade, maybe 4th grade, to show multiplication. So I did my, my row of my denominator, and I made sure to fill in rows underneath until I got to 15, because that was my whole number. Now we're looking at the numerator. I need 2 columns to be circled. So there are my 2 columns. I count up how many are inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My answer is 6. Again, notice my answer is a whole number. It is not a fraction, right? Again, that's because my denominator can go evenly into that whole number. All right, this is 2/3 times 9. So again, I'm going to do my row of my denominator to create my array. And then I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? I have to get all 9 x's there. Then I'm looking at my numerator, 2 of the rows. 2 columns. I misspoke. 2 columns I need to circle. And then count up how many there are inside of each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total x's that are circled. There is our answer of 6. And I believe this is our last question. So I'm going to go ahead and look at my denominator. So there's 5. Notice, guys, I'm using a lot of the same numbers. I'm trying not to make it really large because I don't want you drawing a million x's all over the place to circle, you know, a whole bunch of columns, just to get the concept and see what's happening when we're multiplying this fraction by a whole number. So again, I did a row of my denominator, and then I need to fill in rows until I get my whole number of 10. So 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I need to go ahead and use my numerator to circle columns. I need 4 columns circled. 1 column, 2 columns, 3 and 4 columns, and count up the x's inside circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My answer is 8. So hopefully this helped. And you should be able to go back and look at your work, because tomorrow, or today, this morning, I'll send back your Pear Deck so you could see your answers for each question. You can kind of check them along with this video. Today, you're going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to be asking you to draw pictures to multiply fractions by whole numbers. okay? We are going to have a different picture in the coming days, but for today, it's this picture. And then after we're done with the second picture, we're going to move into actually multiplying fractions by whole numbers, the algorithm. All right, guys.